Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans! To another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. Hello there, wrestling fans! To another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. Killed my vibe. Hello there, wrestling fans! There we go.
Okay.
It happens randomly with me. That'll happen, echo on my screen. But thank you so much, fans. Thank you for coming out. Thank you, everybody that's here. I have an awesome woman that is in the indie scene. She's doing awesome things. Let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to all natural Ashley. Welcome, Ashley. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Problem. So, Ashley, so who trained you?
Well, I'm gonna just say that I trained myself by going to all of the trainers in the area. I don't think any one person really deserves the credit.
Okay. Awesome. So
Yeah.
awesome. So when you first got booked for your first show, what was the energy like in your body? Were you excited? Were you nervous?
Well, the first show I did, it's not a pleasant story. I was training at a school here locally, and the trainer was pretty sexist, and I had to fight to get on the show. And they brought in a girl who wasn't really interested in working with me, and so she was pretty mean, and she didn't want to cooperate. And so I just did my best to put some things together that I thought would make her look good, that she might want to do, because she didn't even want to talk about the match. I wasn't sure why she was even there.
Wow.
And yeah, two of my best friends actually came to see me, and it was pretty crappy.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that, Ashley. That's bad that like you got booked to be with a person in a match that really didn't want to make the match like memorable for yourself, because just getting into wrestling is difficult, but having to deal with a promoter that wants to be sexist with the female wrestler, and especially, as you know, I interview a lot of female wrestlers, and I feel for female wrestlers because you guys have it tough. Just having to promote yourselves, having to make a promoter want to talk to you. Sometimes promoters are really messed up. They're really tough on women's wrestlers, and I think male promoters need to really bite their tongues, because it's kind of rude these days with wrestling. And I really give all you women's wrestlers all the credit in the world. It's what you guys are doing in the ring for us to watch is amazing. The past few years with independent wrestling, with women's wrestlers, I just find it amazing. And you guys are awesome. Next question for you, Ashley, is where would you say that, like, right now in your career, do you think where you are in your career, you could have been like, have you wrestled the people you think that you should have wrestled, or is there more people you would like to wrestle?
I don't think that I've even begun to wrestle the people that I should be wrestling. I had matches with some people who are successful early on in my career. I would say the best two I got to work with, like being so young, are Deanna Purrazzo and Jordan Grace before they were signed. And unfortunately, I had to take my break for both mental and physical health reasons. But yeah, I mean, I think I should be wrestling the best because I'm one of them.
Yeah, you are an awesome wrestler, and that's a pretty interesting story right there. You got a chance to wrestle Deanna Purrazzo before she went up to be in those spots, and I think more people like the bigger star, like promoters, should be watching the indie scene, like in the States, like the PA and New York and Connecticut and Jersey. But it's like sad they don't focus on the wrestlers like you, Ashley, and and and, and all the ones I've seen that I've met, and the Danny Moes and people like that they really should be molding and trying to get them to come up, and they focus on people that she's good, but she's done these moves and she's wrestled this person, so they're gonna bring her up. Um, Here we go. When it comes
Mhm.
to you traveling and your gear and stuff like that, do you pack the bag, the merch and the clothing bag for your gear the day before the show, or are you the last minute when it comes to that stuff?
My bag, I generally try to clean everything that I've used and put it right back in because I'm naturally a disorganized person, so I really have to work hard to defeat myself in that regard. So generally, it all goes right back in, and then I have this ridiculous phobia that one day I'm going to show up at the show with only one of my wrestling boots. So the day before, I leave my bag open and I will check about 14 times to make sure that both of my boots are in my bag. And I've never not had two boots, so I guess it's working.
Oh, jeez. Like, have you actually had that happen to you at a show that you left one of your boots at home and then the other one's sitting in the bag?
No, but if I didn't like quadruple check myself, I definitely would. I've always been a spacey little girl, so I really have to defeat my own weaknesses, and there's certain things in my life, like for example, my car keys. There's only two places that I keep them.
Mm,
Maybe three if I'm working. I'll put them in my work bag, but otherwise, there's only two places that they always are, so I don't lose them.
mm. Do you have different gear that you wear for shows? Or is it, I guys, I've seen your outfits, like there's the green trunk. Is there different outfits you've worn over time, or is it always the same type of gear?
Yeah, I've had a couple of different outfits. Back when I started, I don't know if you know a whole lot about me, but I started wrestling in late 2012. And so it was a whole different game back then with gear and gear makers. It was really, there weren't very many. There's a lot more now. And so I think my first costume, I just ordered clothing off of a dance website and it wasn't good. It was just something, I mean, I couldn't have afforded to spend hundreds of dollars on a costume. And so I'm an artist, and initially I made all of my own costumes, and then I gave a couple of gear makers a chance, and I was never really impressed with the quality for how much they charge, and it's pretty pathetic. But if you're not on television, you get pushed to the back burner. So I've kind of gotten back into making my own costumes again. And I have two that I've made recently, and I'm working on plans for a third one right now. And then I have two from a pretty decent gear maker. But yeah, I've had several different costumes, and I've also done a lot of different characters. So I have costumes for characters as long as I can afford to do it when I come up with it.
All right. So, what is the craziest wrestling story you've ever had?
The craziest story. Um, One time I took a booking in Canada, and I've never had a lot of extra money while I'm doing this. And it's like wrestling, it's very expensive. And I took this booking up in Canada, and I literally needed the money from the show to get back home, and I had to chase down the promoter and like follow them to a diner afterwards because I didn't have enough gas money to make it home, and I needed the pay. And thankfully there was a nice girl there, and she let me stay in her hotel room, and we built blanket forts. And that was fun. But I mean, it's scary sometimes. Like, I've definitely, I've done training up in Connecticut, and I remember one time I was driving back by myself. No one knew where I was. My parents always hated wrestling, so I never like asked them for, help or support, and I always tried to hide it from them. and I hit it pretty well, but I I went to fill up my gas tank and my card got declined, my bank card, and thankfully I searched through my wallet because I was like, shit, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I found this random like Old Navy debit card that I had just got. I don't know why I had gotten it. They just tell you to get these stupid credit cards sometimes, and that literally like got me home. So thank you, Old Navy.
Old Navy came through in the clutch at that moment for you. My gosh, I'm so that's
They really did.
that's a crazy story, but that's sad. And if I was right there, I'd be giving you a hug right now. Ashley, I'm so sorry that you're I feel your pain right now. That's sad. That's hard. Like,
Yeah.
and having to chase a promoter to a diner, like,
Yeah, and then I think on top of it, he paid me in Canadian like cash currency because this is before the days of Venmo and things like that. So then I wound up with like some random loonies and toonies that I think I actually still have because you
oh,
can't exchange currency that small if
oh,
that's all you have left.
that's weird that you can't even go to American Bank and be like, can you change this over? Like,
Yeah, you have to go to 3A's and they'll do it, but they won't do it for less than a certain amount. So I don't remember. I mean, those long drives home alone, they all kind of blur together, but you're just trying to like stay awake pretty much and keep yourself entertained. And I
yeah.
don't remember the drive home, but I'm guessing if I only had Canadian cash, I must have filled up my tank in Canada. I must have had like a little bit of something, but not enough to get me all the way because there's no way I drove from Toronto to York or Baltimore, wherever I was living at the time, on one tank of gas. I don't think that would be possible.
So was that the furthest you ever traveled to a wrestling show?
Um, I'm not sure if Toronto or Northern Maine is further, but one of those two. I think they're both further than Detroit. Oh, I did fly to not Wisconsin, Minnesota.
Wow.
Minnesota once. That's the only time I ever got flown by a promoter so
Wow.
far.
Uh,
So I
Like
guess that's the
having to
furthest.
oh sorry, having to drive to Canada, and was it nerve-wracking getting to the border? Because I know now it's kind of like, please don't find nothing in my car. Like, was that
Yeah.
nerve-wracking getting to the border?
Right. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have had any illegal substances in my car on the way up. Um, I think it's really only a problem for the girls coming into Canada because I remember I did like this women's wrestling camp and one of the Canadian girls had a show in the States, but she was allowed to come to train, but for some reason you're not allowed to come to perform if you're getting paid, but it's like you're barely getting paid. I mean, for most of us, we're just breaking even on our expenses if we're lucky. So
That's
I guess if they find the gear in your car, you can get banned from the States. I think that happened to Lufisto.
wow. Really?
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
That's horrible. That like they find your wrestling gear in your car and you get banned.
If you're
What?
from Canada and coming to the United States, it's a problem. But if you're from the United States and going to Canada, it's not. But I think you're not supposed to be selling merchandise, but you can just say that it's like free giveaways if
Oh,
you do have it and they find it.
wow. That's horrible. Ugh, I find
It's
that
ridiculous for
it really
basically a
is.
passion project.
Like, no, you're like, no, I'm giving these away at the show. They're free. They're free. Why is there a
Yeah.
tip bucket inside the? Why is there a money bag? Why why is there like a purse inside here? No, that's my travel purse.
Yeah,
Like,
that's just my extra cash stash in case I lose my wallet.
yeah.
I
Why
don't
does
know.
it
I
say
mean, how
tip
could
on
they
the?
even?
Why does this peanut butter jar say tip? I don't know. Tip, like tip of the hat to you. Run.
Yeah. or those are just for my shows in the States. Like I just do these as promotional giveaways in Canada. I don't know. I only went up there twice for shows, so
Yeah.
it is a
Um.
little extra intimidating for nothing, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. Like when it comes to like your training, do you have separate days that you do any kind of like workouts, like when it comes to ring training and then weights and like that kind of training? Do you have it separated in any way?
I don't know. It's just kind of been like a matter of what I can do at the time because I don't know if you know this about me, but I've also been balancing a career working behind the scenes in film pretty much the entire time that I've been in wrestling.
Oh wow.
So that's a very demanding job and it takes up a lot of my time. So I always just saved up everything to just really like do as much as I could
Oh
whenever I
wow.
had the time. And I I've always traveled for training to like Philadelphia and stuff. So I mean, it sucks not being able to do it as much as I would like to. But and
Mm.
I was focusing on the gym a lot, and then I just found myself getting really upset because I was training so hard for wrestling, and wrestling wasn't really happening. So I'm kind of taking a break right now. But
Okay.
I don't really have a pattern, I guess. Long
It's
story
okay.
short.
I get it. I understand, actually. I understand. And you said you're doing film. Like, what kind of films are you doing, and what kind of movies is it?
Uh,
Like, oh, sorry, go on.
Well, I got really lucky. The first show I ever got to work on was House of Cards
Ooh.
in Baltimore, and it was always a dream of mine, but I had no idea that there was film so close to home. And like, I've always been an artist and stuff, and I always loved like the aesthetics of filmmaking, and I had no idea that they made movies right in Baltimore. And so I literally just like looked into it. Like I met someone at a bar and they asked she asked if I wanted to try being a stagehand. She was like a friend of a friend I was introduced to, and I did a gig at Merriweather Post Pavilion, just like setting up and tearing down for concerts. And then there were people who did the the film work because it's the same union, IATSE. And I got in with those people, and then it was just kind of like meeting people and like taking opportunities. And Veep was the second show I worked on. I've done a lot of other shows and movies, um, but those were the best two experience wise. And I just like commercials, smaller things, um, pretty much anything. I haven't really done like a full feature movie ever, but that would be fun. I hear it's like a totally different vibe,
So, if
but
you would say if you had to leave the wrestling business, I guess you would say that you would go right into the um film industry and do like small stuff, but help out in that aspect. I guess you would say.
kind of. Yeah, I mean that's been my main career for since 2000. I guess it was 2013. I don't know if that's I started on season 2 of House of Cards, and I am pretty sure that they film it and then release it the next year. So I could look up when that came out and figure it out for sure. But
So when you're the day you have a day off from wrestling, I love talking about food. What would you say would you be like your all-time favorite food?
my favorite food, oh my gosh. Well, I miss the food so much in Baltimore, honestly, like
Mm.
up here in Lancaster. So I'm like as vegan as I can be within reason.
Okay.
Like I'm pretty much a vegetarian, but I try to stay away from the excessive like animal products just because they don't make me feel good. And you know, I just do the best I can. but
Mm.
there's a couple of restaurants down in Baltimore that have like really good vegan food. And I've been thinking about this place, Ekiben. It's like an Asian fusion.
Ooh.
It's just like this cardboard box, and it has rice and like pickles, like an assortment of pickles, and like
Ooh.
this tofu. It's called a tofu bra. I don't know.
The
It's
tofu
really,
raw. That's
yeah,
funny.
tofu bra. I don't know why it's called that. It's funny. They have like a couple of different meals, but it's not any specific Asian thing, but it's just like really, really good.
Sounds good.
I can't do it justice,
I
but
don't know. Tofu bra, you got me. I'm gonna be like, oh, my
yeah.
mom, I need to go and get a tofu bra. She's like, I don't think they sell those, and I don't think they make them for men, Randy. No,
It, that
mom.
sounds comfortable, actually, a tofu bra.
Might be mushy. Careful, don't go in a hot room. It starts to melt. It'll melt.
Ew. It ferments.
It'll ferment. Oof, but that smell, nothing.
Yeah.
I have a question. I was telling one of my friends that doesn't watch wrestling, and I told him about your name, and they said, "Oh, I have a question for Ashley," and I'll say it during the show. How did you get your name?
Um, well, Ashley is my actual name. And first I chose Ashley America just because I thought it was like a funny, like when you think of like pro wrestling, like I always love like the kitschiness and campiness of it. And so, and I like it's like alliteration. And then I kind of kept that for a while because I was trying to do like a modern hippie chick, and I was like, why couldn't my parents have changed their last names to America? Why couldn't it just be an actual last name?
Ashley America. Oh, gee.
Yeah. And then everyone thought that I did a patriotic character, and I literally never did. And I can see why they were confused, but also I was confused at why they never looked me up to see that I was not wearing red, white, and blue or
Yeah.
doing anything patriotic in any of my matches. But then All Natural Ashley just kind of like came to me. Like I took a break and I came back, and then I wanted to change my character to like I was trying to do like a family friendly kind of like whimsical like wilderness explorer thing. And it was just kind of like still leaning into like the natural. I don't know, I'm very like natural and homeopathic, I guess. And so I was kind of like leaning into that because they say the best characters are a part of who you actually are. And so that's
I
always been a
guess you would
struggle.
say you would have been your character's all natural, but you could say you're the nature girl. So if it's like the nature, like you're all
Yeah.
natural, so it's kind of like nature girl. No,
Yeah. Like Ric Flair.
no, I was about to say no wooing needed. Like that'd be a
No.
funny phrase on the back. No wooing needed. It'd
Or
be
it could be like woo hoo
woo hoo.
with a question mark.
Have you in the a cartoon version you just like this? It's just like a girl going woo, not like this. You're just like like
That's funny.
woo,
Woo.
woo.
Like the
Are you
old like
wooing me again, Ashley? Of course.
always.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
That's funny.
So yeah, I got you giggling, Ashley. I got you. I got you really. Normally,
You did.
I love making my guests like happy to be here. So
You brought the mood back up. I'm sorry. I have to apologize. A lot of my wrestling stories are pretty unpleasant. So,
no, you're fine, Ashley. I'm just happy to have you here finally because I've been
although
wanting to have you on
honestly,
the
other
podcast.
people should be apologizing for fact that, but
Yeah,
they never will.
yeah.
So,
And I'm glad to have you on, and I'm glad to have I know my Ringside crew that's gonna be listening to this on Spotify and watching this later on YouTube, and it's been a while. Like we were supposed to do things like a few years ago, and then I guess it didn't go through, and something happened. And long story short, you're still here. You're here with me now. Um, it, with it, we're since we're almost at the end of like 2025. What would you say would be like your highlights and your lowlights of 25?
2025 has been pretty much exclusively a low light, to be honest. It's been pretty bad. I would say that it's pretty darn near my rock bottom. I don't know. I've just been like, I've only gotten to do about 2 shows this year. My car is unreliable. I'm like, I've been out of work for 3 years. um, Thankfully, my parents are able to help me. Otherwise, I would be living in a gutter.
Mm.
But maybe that should be my highlight. But I just have this like ridiculous thought that everyone deserves like basic human necessities. So I don't think that I should have to be grateful for that.
Yeah.
But I've been working on my own art at home, and it's not what I want to be doing, but it, at least it's like something to work on.
Yeah. So
I'm just like surviving, I guess.
yeah, and I'm glad. And one of my highlights right now is having you on the podcast because I've been wanting to work with you, and you're such an awesome wrestler, and I'm so glad that you've joined the Dudes at Ringside Wall of Fame, being on here, and it's so cool, and it's an honor. It's an honor and a pleasure to have you on Dudes at Ringside. If my fans want to follow you on social media, Ashley, how can they find you?
Okay, so unfortunately, I have really stupid like the at thing. Is that considered the handle
I guess.
on social media? I don't know. I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, but I'm very irregular with logging on to my Facebook account. So it's not really the best way to I mean, I guess I got lucky because I think you messaged me on here. I hadn't logged on to this page in like a year.
Mm.
But I have Twitter and it's something like at all natter Ashley
Mm.
because the whole thing wouldn't fit. So it's like all natural without the AL. And then
Yeah.
Instagram, I think if you just look up all natural Ashley. Oh, it's actually, I do know it. It's at all natural Ashley wrestling. That's what it is.
Okay. Do you have any merch if any of my fans want to pick anything up of yours?
I really don't.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was just wondering. Ashley, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot. Um, thank you. And if there was any kids that wanted to get into the business like you did, Ashley, what kind of advice would you have for them?
um, well, I would say like realistically, you're going to be struggling. Um, it's important to find a good school with reputable trainers because there are a lot of bad ones who will just like be nasty to you for fun. And I found several of them. So if you feel like someone's taking advantage of you, you don't have to stay there. And um, just like be realistic about it. Like you can go to balls to the wall and possibly destroy your life, and that maybe is what I did. I don't know. It doesn't look good for me right now, but I put everything in, and so when you do that, you might not win. So just enjoy what you can.
All right. Again, thank you, Ashley. I hope all the best with you. I hope everything goes well. If you ever need someone to chat to, you can just always message me here on the Instagram or on Facebook. I'm always there for my wrestlers. You guys never need to chat, need to talk. Please let me know.
I
I
appreciate that. Thank
I
you.
have a big heart. I'm a little pequeño body, but heart like a giant lion. I have a big heart, so I care. I get sad when people cry, and I feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you, but I feel bad on the situation. You know what I mean? Like, oh,
And
and welcome, Joe Henry.
Joe Henry.
Yes, he's a fan. Joe Henry's a fan.
Uh, hey, Joe Henry.
Yeah,
Not
welcome.
like the actual Joe Henry.
One day he just showed up and he came in. Joe Henry, you're the number one fan in the chat today.
All
Well,
right.
oh,
My one fan.
yes, he's awesome. Me, him, and me. Like this, there's got to be more. Ashley, you're an awesome person, an awesome wrestler, and if you want to follow Dudes at Ringside, you can find us on Facebook under the Real Dudes at Ringside. You could find us on Instagram under Dudes at Ringside Podcast, and find me under my personal under Joe Panther Variety Show. Go Joe Panther the Third. Follow Ashley under all handles. She told you and said, "I am Joe Panther the Third."
Oh, sorry, is this my turn?
Yes.
I'm All Natural Ashley, or like Ashley America or something. Who knows what I'll be tomorrow.
And we will catch you in the next one.